And so I've gotten everything set up here. The amplifiers and the speakers the way I want them, or at least the way I currently want them. I've got my pedal board set, except there's one component that hasn't arrived yet. That'll be here on Tuesday. Let's test and see if things work. So we have a guitar, and then we have two amplifiers, the Bad Cat and the Soldano. Each one has its own cabinet. The Bad Cat is going through the small tan cabinet behind the Stratocaster. The Soldano is going through the larger Mesa Boogie. If I turn on this Leslie simulator, the outputs from it will send the signal to those amps, whichever one I have selected, but it will also send the signal to that 1958 Fender Bassman. And then when that's happening, it will actually make the Leslie effect go wobble, wobble, wobble back and forth between the speakers, which will not come across probably on this video because it is being recorded on a tiny shitty microphone. So let's see what we got here. Alright, that's pretty dead. So we are on the A amp, and that is the Soldano, the big brutal Soldano. So the A amp, as you can see, is carefully marked. Let's put some reverb and some delay to it. Clearly more pleasing. Alright, so each amp has one of these. This has got echoes and reverbs. Each of these. So one for the Soldano, which is the A, one for the Bad Cat, which is the B. Isn't that handy? B for Bad Cat. So the signal goes into the wah-wah pedal, and I could route it to the tuner. It goes to this overdrive unit. This is really very simple comparatively to a lot of people's rigs. So we have two amps. We have reverbs and delays for each one. These are selectors. This lets me pick which of the two amps or both at once. And then the Soldano has an internal channel switcher, and the Bad Cat has an internal channel switcher. So really a wah-wah pedal, an overdrive, a Van Halen phaser, and a Leslie simulator, and then a chorus is going to go here. That's remarkably simple compared to a lot of guitar players' rigs. So let's go through and see if everything works. Alright, we're still on the Soldano. Let's go to the Bad Cat. Bad Cat is less brutal than the Soldano, but it can still be nasty. Alright, so let's turn on the Leslie simulator, which will cause 58 Bassman to come on. And the sound will move back and forth. Again, this tiny microphone, I don't know if it's going to come through on this. Let's find out. Bring in the Van Halen phaser. And the old standby, the wah-wah. Any questions?